Google Street View is going through a lot of changes right now. This week, there has been a major update to Google Street View coverage. And of course, this is what is used in OpenGuessr, so any news that comes from Google Street View is very important. Another new country was added, and that is Nepal. But this coverage has proven to be a little bit controversial, and some people are not happy about it. Let's talk about it. So first of all, if you're an OG player, then you know that Nepal was actually in the game for quite a long time, ever since 2014 with this trekker right here. If you look on the map, this entire blue line was actually already in the game, and it goes all the way up to Mount Everest. Well, I guess it doesn't go all the way up to the summit, but it does reach some pretty high peaks up in the Himalayas. But that was all that was in Nepal for quite a long time. But today, if you go over to Nepal, you can see that there are so many more blue lines. It is incredible. So you may wonder, isn't that supposed to be a good thing? And yeah, it is supposed to be a good thing. But unfortunately, if you click on those new blue lines, the coverage looks like this, or maybe this, or possibly even this. Now, these are some of the worst locations that I've found. There are probably some even worse ones, but the majority of the country actually isn't this bad. For example, this location actually looks quite good in comparison to the ones I just showed you. And compared to Sao Tome and Principe coverage you see here, it looks a lot better. This camera is known as bad cam or crap cam, or other words, cam, and it is just that. It is the worst camera that Google uses in their Street View. Neighboring India used to use this coverage quite a lot. In fact, it was known as the India cam when it was first released because of how widespread it was in this country. So I guess from a logistical point of view, it's likely that the same people that did India Google coverage also did Nepal Google coverage, because yes, they border each other, and most of the coverage is right on that Indian border. But India also recently this year got the small cam, which is a major upgrade, a Generation 4 upgrade that makes India look so much better. Now, a lot of the Nepal coverage was taken in 2024. This was before the small cam coverage in India was taken. For some reason, it took so long for this coverage to be released into the wild. Imagine if this location right here was a good quality image. Imagine how beautiful that would be. Nepal is just being held back right now, as it is such a beautiful country. As of right now, it is unclear if Google plans to release any more coverage in Nepal besides this one. I really hope they do, and do the same thing as they did in India and release some small cam here, because this country really needs it. And this is really setting a bad precedent for the rest of Google Street View in the future. I think you can probably guess why this camera is used. It's cheaper. And now Google has made the decision to do the same strategy over in Europe as well, which has had high quality coverage for a very long time already. And it's already been starting to release into Europe. As you can see, here we are in Corsica, France. It's also happening here in Greece. And two countries that have no coverage at all right now, Bosnia and Kosovo, are confirmed to be getting coverage in the near future. The question is, what type of quality will it be? Will we see this bad camera quality in these two countries as well? For reference, neighboring Serbia hasn't had any new coverage for over a decade now, and it is still looking better than this bad cam quality, which is being released to this very day. Another big problem is the fact that Google is very secretive about their plans and any sort of news related to Google Street View. If it wasn't for people actually seeing the Google car out in the wild and taking pictures like this, reporting on it, we would honestly not have much of a clue. Google does have a website where they tell you where they are mapping this month, but obviously it is not very detailed. Oftentimes things are left off, and we don't know what day any of this is going to be released. We only know what they are mapping this month. It has no additional information, like for example, what camera they are using. Now, what makes things more frustrating is that Google really has no master plan. They seem to release cameras in random countries, and we have no idea which camera they're going to use. Here we are in Vietnam, which was just released about a month ago, and it has beautiful Generation 4 and Generation 3 coverage. There was a little bit of bad cam that was taken in 2021 in Vietnam, but they seem to have stopped and started with Generation 4 after that for some reason. Why did they do that? Why didn't they just continue with a bad cam? And why did they continue to use it in other countries? These are things that we have absolutely no idea the answers to. So I have two questions for all of you. The first one being, are you okay with new countries being released that only have the bad cam, such as Nepal right here? Are you okay with this? Would you rather there be no Nepal coverage at all? Or do you like the bad cam? And the second question being, would you like Google to be releasing more coverage in places that already have coverage, such as Europe, here in Vienna? Are you okay with more bad cam being released in places that already have a slightly older but better looking coverage? Now, we know that the Google Street View team is aware that bad cam sucks for us OpenGuessr and GeoGuessr players, because they actually did an interview with Rainbows. They know that the game exists, and they know that bad cam is not healthy for it, but Yeah, obviously that does not influence their decisions at all. Now, to answer my own question, I think personally it's fine for Nepal to have this coverage. It's not ideal. There could be better options, of course, but I take this over no coverage at all. But for the other question, I would have to say no. I do not want this bad cam being released into countries that already have proven that they are perfectly capable to release Generation 4 better looking coverage. But the silver lining in all of this is that Google does plan to cover a lot more new countries, which is really good for the game in itself. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. I'm very curious to hear what the community thinks, and I will see you all in the next video.